Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Goddess Guidance. It is me, your goddess, Hestia Aphrodite, the voice from the divine realm. If you are new to this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so that I can know and that our community can know that, honey, we are so unbothered. We are so unbothered. And let me be clear, the concept of being unbothered doesn't necessarily mean that we don't care. That's not necessarily what it means, because we care. We are people of deep and profound emotion. I mean, most of us are empathetic, highly empathetic, and sometimes to a fault. We feel, we sense, we understand everything that's happening around us. So to constantly be in a sea of emotions and a sea of feelings and a sea of knowing, it is literally impossible for us not to care, because if we did not care, that means that we are now dead. For people who are highly empathetic, like we cannot help but feel. But just because you feel does not mean that you react. Just because you know does not mean that you react. Just because you understand exactly the dynamics that are happening around you does not mean that you react or that you even have to respond. Because, honey, most of the time, people are looking for your energy. Your energy. I know people say that money is the most valuable currency. Supposedly, money is supposed to be the most valuable currency, but in my personal opinion, energy is the most valuable currency. Because if you give someone your money, that may be in exchange for a good. That may be in exchange for a product, an item, a situation, and or more money. But when you give someone your energy, you give them power over you. And that is why the currency of energy is so valuable. So valuable. Because the minute that you give somebody your energy, you make them very important in your life. And in making them so important in your life, you literally give them power over you in one way or another. And that is why we remain unbothered. We are completely unfazed by our knowing, by what we sense, by what we feel. We are not beholden to the inner knowings and inner feelings that we may sense because of other people. Remain unbothered. Remain unbothered. And the thing about being so unbothered is that you actually get more of people's energy, because in their world, in their fantasy, they're competing with you in some way, shape, or form. They need your energy. They need your attention, and you are literally not giving it to them at all. Then who has all the power? You do. You have all of the power. You have all the cards in your hand. And because we are illuminated beings, we're going to do nothing with those cards. We're going to do absolutely nothing with the power that we have, because again, in being an illuminated person of divine understanding and connection to the Most High Mother and Father, we don't need to do anything with that energy, because we give it all to the Most High Mother and Father. Honey, they will gather you in due time. You know, it's not my responsibility to play God in your life, to try to punish you, to seek revenge upon you, to seek vengeance upon you. May the rapture come down on. No. That ain't my job. That's the Most High's job. Never my job. It will never be my responsibility. But what I will do is know. What I will do is understand. What I will do is accept. And what I will do is create boundaries. I will definitely create boundaries, or I will become more strategic. I will become more strategic and highly diplomatic of how to work around you, of how to handle you, of how to deal with you, and how to love you, and how to still have empathy for you and compassion for you, and in some ways, and honestly, well, maybe in many ways, have sympathy for you. Or sympathy for those people, because not you, right? Sympathy for those people, because the people who are seeking your energy in a negative way, you must have sympathy for them because there is something within them. There is something within them that must not be doing well. There has to be something in them that they are not doing well. Because who has the time and who is that invested to gather somebody's energy for the purposes of harmful use? Don't you have other things to do? It is summertime. Shouldn't you go outside, maybe take a walk, work out, hang out with your friends, hang out with family? Maybe you're in school. Maybe you're traveling, you're eating good food, you're drinking good wine, drinking water. Like, there are so many things that one could be doing, spending time with your family. There are so many things that one can be doing with their life than trying to bother other people. So if someone is trying to harm you or bother you or tug on your energy in a negative way, understand that that person literally needs your sympathy because they are so internally disturbed. They are so internally disturbed that it is necessary for them to find a way to push your buttons. That is not healthy. That is not of a sane and sound mental health. So we have compassion, and I mean genuine, like this is no sarcasm. We have genuine and profound compassion for people who are suffering from a psycho-spiritual ailment. We have such profound empathy and sympathy for people who are suffering from a psycho-spiritual ailment because it must be hard. It must be hard. And maybe once upon a time, we suffered from a psycho-spiritual ailment that made us want to negatively interact with people and take their energy and take their attention and piss them off and have power and have control. We were once toxic. Because unfortunately, this third dimensional world conditions us to be as toxic as possible. Because unfortunately, this world that we live in goes round because of toxicity. It makes me think about the movies Monster Inc. One, I love that movie, but then at the same time watching it from divine eyes, that movie is also extremely problematic. You had people literally running the city off of energy, but the energy was in the frequency of fear. The petrified energy of fear from children. Talk about monsters. But I love how at the end, people realize that the town could be powered off of positive energy, known as laughter, known as love, known as generosity. So once again, let us have deep and profound empathy for people, especially for those individuals who are trying to bother us. And the best way that we can have deep and profound empathy for people who are trying to bother us is to stay so unbothered. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye.